Hello and welcome to Vertex News Hub. Today's report focuses on a detailed fact-check of United States President Donald Trump's recent public statements, delivered during a wide-ranging interview with the U.S. political outlet Politico at the White House, followed by a 90-minute rally-style speech in Pennsylvania. Across both appearances, President Trump made strong claims regarding the U.S. economy, inflation, fuel prices, immigration, Venezuela, drug trafficking, transgender healthcare, and his level of support among Black American voters. These claims have drawn widespread attention and controversy. In this broadcast, we will walk through what President Trump said, and then examine verified data, official records, and findings from established fact-checking organizations to assess the accuracy of those statements. President Trump's interview with Politico took place on Monday at the White House. During the discussion, he described the state of the U.S. economy when he returned to office for his second term, asserting that he inherited what he called a total mess from former President Joe Biden. According to Trump, inflation was at historic levels, prices were at all-time highs, and fuel costs were severely elevated when he assumed office. He reiterated these claims the following day at a rally in Pennsylvania, telling supporters that he had inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. Trump further claimed that gasoline prices had fallen dramatically under his leadership. He told Politico that fuel prices had reached between $4.50 and $6 per gallon in some states before his return to office, and said that prices had since dropped to as low as $1.99 per gallon in several states. He framed these changes as evidence that the economy was now thriving under his administration. However, according to Philadelphia-based nonprofit factcheck.org, these claims do not align fully with historical economic data. While inflation did rise significantly during President Biden's term, it did not reach the worst levels in U.S. history. Factcheck.org noted that during the 6 months before Trump took office for his second term, the annualized inflation rate was below 3%. Although inflation peaked at 9.1% in June 2022, this was substantially lower than historical highs, such as the 23.7% inflation recorded in June 1920 following World War I, and the 14.8% rate seen in March 1980. Regarding gasoline prices, data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration shows that the national average price of petrol in November stood at $3.05 per gallon, while prices do vary by state, ranging from approximately $2.41 in Oklahoma to $4.53 in California. The $1.99 figure cited by Trump represents isolated cases at individual stations and not statewide or national averages. Fact-checkers have described Trump's portrayal of fuel prices as misleading rather than entirely false. During the Pennsylvania rally, President Trump shifted his focus to immigration, launching a harsh personal attack on Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Trump claimed that Omar is in the United States illegally and alleged that she married her brother in order to gain legal status. He also stated that Somalia, Omar's country of birth, lacks a functioning military, parliament, or police force. These claims have been repeatedly debunked. Ilhan Omar was born in Mogadishu in 1982 and fled Somalia with her family during the Civil War. After spending several years in a refugee camp in Kenya, her family was granted asylum in the United States in 1995 under U.S. law. Refugees who are granted asylum receive lawful permanent resident status and are eligible to apply for citizenship after 5 years. Omar became a U.S. citizen in 2000 at the age of 17. Somalia does, in fact, have a military, a parliament, and a police force, despite ongoing instability and security challenges. Claims that Omar is in the U.S. illegally or married her brother have circulated in right-wing circles since 2018. Omar has categorically denied these allegations and provided marriage and divorce records to the Associated Press. No verified evidence supports the claim that any of her former spouses are related to her. Trump also repeated controversial claims about Venezuela during his Politico interview, asserting that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro deliberately sends drugs into the United States. He defended U.S. military strikes on Venezuelan boats, claiming that each strike saves 25,000 American lives. These strikes, which began in September, have resulted in more than 80 deaths. The Trump administration has not presented evidence that the boats struck were carrying drugs or were linked to drug cartels. Additionally, international drug trafficking data does not support the claim that Venezuela is a major source of U.S.-bound narcotics. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the majority of global cocaine production originates in Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia. U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration data indicates that approximately 84% of cocaine seized in the U.S. originates from Colombia, with no significant role attributed to Venezuela. At the Pennsylvania rally, Trump also made claims regarding transgender healthcare, stating that Democrats want transgender for every member in your family. There is no evidence to support this claim. Policies on gender-affirming care vary widely across U.S. states, and there is no Democratic Party platform advocating universal transgender transition. Trump also asserted that he has overwhelming support among Black Americans, stating that he received the biggest vote with Black people. While Trump did improve his performance among Black voters in the 2024 election, securing approximately 20% of the black vote. The majority of black voters supported his opponent, Democrat Kamala Harris. In summary, a detailed examination of President Trump's statements during his Politico interview and Pennsylvania rally reveals a pattern of exaggerated, misleading, and in some cases demonstrably false claims. While certain assertions contain elements of truth, many lack proper context or contradict verified data from government agencies and independent fact-checking organizations. As political rhetoric intensifies, especially ahead of future elections, fact-based analysis remains essential for public understanding. We will continue to bring you verified, in-depth reporting on major political developments. Thank you for watching Vertex News Hub. Stay informed, and we'll see you in the next update.